see this one. Now you're telling me the cup in the Garden of Gethsemane was not just symbolic, it was also literal. I had somebody message me saying, look up the fourth cup. Guess what I did? I looked it up. And guess what? You need to know this. You just have to. I bet you didn't know Jesus left the Last Supper without finishing it. Bet you also didn't know that he finished the Last Supper on the cross. Get this. The Last Supper was not just a dinner, it was a Passover meal. And this is important to know because a Passover meal is very liturgical. There's points to it. There's exact things that need to be done. And it was practiced at this point for like 1,000 years. Jesus and his disciples knew this, certainly. So every cup had meaning and names. Every little thing they did served the purpose. And you need to know that in first this context. For the Passover meal, there was 4 separate cups that were drinking of throughout the meal. First was the cup of sanctification. I will bring you out. Second was the cup of deliverance. I will deliver you. Third was the cup of redemption. I will redeem you. And lastly was the fourth cup, which is the cup of restoration. I will bring you back to be my people. Now, important to know is that this Passover meal was never completed until the fourth cup was consumed. No fourth cup, no completion. Jesus knew this. The disciples knew this. Now get this. Matthew 26, Jesus takes the third cup, the cup of redemption, and then he stops. In verse 29, he intentionally does not drink the fourth cup, and he says this. After this, he gets up and he leaves. He goes to the Garden of Gethsemane. And you know what he prays about in the Garden of Gethsemane? A cup. Now, there's certainly symbolic meaning to this, but you can also apply very literal meaning to this, that he did not want to take the fourth cup of restoration. Now, if you fast forward to the cross, in the book of John, chapter 19, Jesus says, I thirst. Now, he's not just dehydrated here. This is purposeful. He, at this point, is trying to get a very specific thing. You know what that thing is? It is the wine vinegar. Now, a very important detail John explicitly mentions is that wine vinegar is delivered to him on a sponge that's lifted up by a hyssop branch. Now, if you didn't know this, hyssop was a plant that was used to put the blood of the lamb for the Passover on the doorposts in Egypt. That same plant was used to lift up wine vinegar, the fourth cup, to Jesus in his final moments before he died. Jesus drinks this fourth cup, and you know what he does? He willingly goes. He dies. The craziest part of this all, dude, is that the Passover meal abruptly ends after the consumption of the fourth cup. You know what Jesus does? He drinks this wine and he says, it is finished, and he dies. You know what he's saying when he says, it is finished? The Passover meal is complete. All Jews knew, man, that this last cup was pointing to the Messiah, the promised one, Jesus Christ. And it is not an accident that Jesus Christ drank the last cup on the cross, because it resembled and showed that he is the Passover lamb. And you know what the Jews knew about the Passover lamb?